Hi there, everybody. Thanks for all the engagement. This is Sherman, leaving a legacy by positively impacting people. I was talking to a buddy of mine about real estate investing today, and so he and I own a duplex, and I rent it out both sides, pulling about $400 net of profit every single month. That's putting around 10% aside in just the rainy day fund, and then. He also has a couple properties of real estate purely as investments. And so we were just talking about how do we get more of this passive income to come through. And what we want to be able to do is leverage property management companies, give them the 8 or 10%, and then just allow that, basically allow our money that's not in other investments to be utilized in a different fashion. And for us, it's just about getting that passive income, about that, that monthly flow. So if you think about it from a retirement perspective, we don't need to get to $1 billion or $5 million. We just need to be able to figure out how do we duplicate $12,000 a month recurring revenue. And so if you could do that with, let's say, 10 pieces of property, all paid off, pulling $1,000 each, well, guess what? Now you can retire. How old are you? You're 35. Just do it, right? I'm 37, so I can't go back in time and do that. But so we were just talking about that, and there's a huge opportunity in my industry in financial services. We call it the Silver Tsunami of the 10,000 baby boomers that are retiring on a daily basis, and they are huge owners of real estate. So there's huge opportunities, number one, to do seller financing, huge opportunities to not only flip real estate, there's also a huge opportunity to buy it and hold it for the long term. And I like the buy and hold method. Number one, it's still going to come down to getting at a great price, which I love. I love the negotiation. And so oftentimes it's literally finding that piece of property. Location's still important. Your buying is important, but the assessment, right? Get the assessment, get the appraisal, pay the extra $500, $1,000 ahead of time, know exactly what you're getting, and then lowball that number, right? So if the appraisal comes back at, let's say, $100,000, go in and say, hey, I want it for 95. I want it for 90, right? They might be insulted. I don't care, dude. This is business. I'm not buying it because I want to help out you and Sandy. No, I'm doing it for a real estate investment for the long term. And so once you can buy it under, right? Now, most times if it's real estate investing, you have to put down 20%. Again, I'm not a mortgage lender. You can talk to a mortgage lender in town. I would definitely encourage anyone to have, if you're thinking about doing this, is to get in a good relationship with a mortgage lender, with a banker, with a real estate broker. Utilize experts, right? Why use somebody else? Why try to learn up on all the stuff they already know, right? Try to find a young hustler that's a real estate agent that has a couple pieces of real estate, or 10 or 12, so they know what you're talking about, they know what you're looking to do. At the same time, I want them experience, because I don't want them like trying to push me on a piece of property and not pushing the price all the way down, because I know it does them a little value because they get less commissions to push that price down, but it means better business for me in the long term because I'm a long-term client. Because I want to do this 10, 20 times over. I want to have an entire real estate investment portfolio that's just kicking off income on the side. And it can be utilized for me for legacy to teach my sons and my children, because my wife's pregnant, I might have another one, hoping a girl. But maybe that's another opportunity for me to teach them entrepreneurship, another opportunity for me to teach them real estate investing. And so, like anything that you invest in, know the end game. Right? Don't invest in a 401k if it's not for retirement. Don't invest in a college savings plan if you don't think your kids are going to go to college. Don't save money in a savings account if you're going to pull it out tomorrow and spend it. Well, interest rates just aren't even there. And so if you're looking to flip, it's a different game, right? I'll have a different video about that one. So once you get the appraisal, you know exactly where the price is, and drive that sucker down, right? Who cares if you insult somebody? I don't care. Grow a pair, right? And then the other thing to understand is you need to know your number, right? And this will avoid you from buying a piece of property that's garbage or letting in people under your number. So what I mean by that is know the rent that you need to walk away at, and then know the purchase price that you bought it at, or basically the monthly cost of, maintenance, set money aside for that, any kind of overhead that you need when it comes to, I don't know how different properties are in different states, but maybe you have to pay for water, maybe you have to pay for electricity, maybe you have to set money aside for, definitely for insurance. You definitely want that thing insured. And so know that all those things that are going to cut into your overhead. Property tax is a huge one in most states. I really haven't run into a state that says, hey, our property tax is so low, you're going to want to buy all the property here. Just haven't seen that. And so once you do that, okay, I'm going to walk away with maybe, let's say, 12 or 20% ROI on the annual revenue or annual rent versus my annual overhead costs, then you know it's a good buy, right? But know your number. And so that way, when you come in for the purchase price, you know this is exactly where I'm willing to go from a max standpoint. That's the peak. Once it goes beyond that number, guess what? Not a good investment, right? So at the same time, know that how much do you want to learn? I remember, it's from Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I don't want to do real estate because I don't want to plunge people's toilets. Well, then figure out a way around it, right? Become friends with a plumber, right? Like barter, right? Like I'll watch your kids while you go on a date night with your wife if I can call on you to do the plumbing, right? There's different ways you can get around that. That's just lazy thinking if you allow yourself to believe that, oh, I can't do that investment because I don't really understand it. No, figure out how to understand it, because this is about income, earning wealth. What are you guys' thoughts on real estate investing? I'm totally bullish. Have a great day.